Hi everyone. Today I would like to talk about transformation of points or polygons on a rectangular coordinate plane. Here is a daily life example. In year 2018, there is a drone light show in Shatin. On that day, there are 100 drones equipped with LED lights. They are lined to form patterns in the sky like this. If you want to review the show, you can search it on the internet. So actually, why the drone can go to some exact place to form some patterns or letters in the sky? Actually, it relies on coordinate system. So there are three transformations on rectangular coordinates plane. So they are translation, reflection, and rotation. And in this video, I will talk about translation and reflection. Translation means we move an object or its point to form a new image. So usually we translate a point or an object in four directions: to the left, to the right, upwards, and downwards. If we want to move point A to point B, we will say A is translated 4 units downward to B. Since A is moved vertically downward to B, their x coordinate doesn't change. Only the y coordinate will change. This time, if I want to move point A to point C, we will say A is translated 5 units to the right. Since this movement is horizontal, you can see only the x coordinate change. The y coordinate remains the same. This time, I would like to move this figure to the right like this. So how can we describe this translation? The heart shape A, B, C, D, E, F is translated how many units to the right to form this image? If you think the answer is 2 units, I'm sorry that it is wrong. The distance between these two figures seems to be 2 units, but actually referring to a point, for example the bottom point E, you can see E need to translate 6 units to the right to the image E dash. So that's why the actual answer is 6 units. So bear in mind that don't just consider the distance between two figures, you should refer to the points. Now let's talk about reflection. After reflection, it forms image. On a rectangular coordinates plane, we usually treat the x-axis and the y-axis as the axis of reflection. There is a point K. If we treat the y-axis as the axis of reflection, K will move to the other quadrant. According to the reflection rule, we need to consider the distance between K and the axis of reflection first. After reflection, this distance remains unchanged. That's why K is moved to point H like this. This time, if we treat the x-axis as the axis of reflection, K will move to another quadrant. Again, according to the reflection rule, we have to measure the distance between K and the axis of reflection first. This distance remains unchanged. K will move to the point S like this. And if we look at the coordinates, The coordinates of k are -5, 2. After reflection, you can see that since the distance remains unchanged, the value 5 keeps unchanged, but the sign will change because k moved to the other quadrant. That's why it changed from negative to positive. How about the reflection? If k is reflected along the x-axis, you can see that the numerical part remains unchanged because the distance should be kept the same, but the sign for the y-coordinates have been changed because k have already moved to the other quadrant. So that's why if I remove the rectangular coordinates plane, by just referring to the coordinates, you can still locate the image. That's the end of the video. Feel free to ask your teacher if you have any problems. Bye bye.